Welcome to election night 2020, where we have President Trump running against Bernie Sanders. So, we have our poll closings now out of the states of Indiana, Kentucky, Virginia, South Carolina, and Vermont. Out of the state of Indiana, 11 electoral votes projected to go to President Donald Trump. Out of the state of Kentucky, 8 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Vermont, 3 electoral votes, the home state of Bernie Sanders, projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Virginia, a much earlier call, 13 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Georgia, too close to call, 16 electoral votes. Out of the state of South Carolina, 9 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. And this is our current electoral map, with Donald Trump at 28 electoral votes and Bernie Sanders at 16 and 16 too close to call. We have our poll closings now, and out of the states of Ohio, West Virginia, and North Carolina. Out of the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes too close to call. Out of the state of North Carolina, 15 electoral votes too close to call. Out of the state of West Virginia, 5 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. And this is our current electoral map. Pretty much no change. 33 electoral votes for Donald Trump, 16 for Bernie Sanders, and 49 too close to call. And we have our poll closings now out of the states of Illinois, Missouri, and Oklahoma, Tennessee, Mississippi, Alabama, Florida, Pennsylvania, Maryland, Delaware, New Jersey, Connecticut, Massachusetts, New Hampshire, and Maine. Out of the state of Maine, 3 out of their 4 electoral votes are projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of New Hampshire, 4 electoral votes, too close to call. Out of the state of Massachusetts, 11 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Connecticut, 7 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of New Jersey, 14 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Pennsylvania, one of the deciding factors of the 2016 election, too close to call. Delaware, projected to go for Bernie Sanders, 3 electoral votes. Maryland, the second most popular governor, Larry Hogan, 10 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Washington, D.C., Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Illinois, the home state of President Obama, 20 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Florida, too close to call, 29 electoral votes. Out of the state of Alabama, 9 electoral votes, no surprise here, projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Mississippi, 6 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Tennessee, 11 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Oklahoma, 7 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. And this is our current electoral map, with Donald Trump at 76, Bernie Sanders at 87, now taking the lead, and 103 too close to call. And we have poll closings now out of the state of Arkansas. And no surprise, 6 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. This is our current electoral map. No change, now Trump taking the lead with 90 electoral votes. That's because of the state of Arkansas that we just closed, and 103 too close to call. And we have more poll closings now out of the Midwest and the Great Plains. Out of the state of Rhode Island, 4 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of New York, 29 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Michigan, too close to call, another deciding factor of the 2016 election, too close to call. Wisconsin, too close to call, 10 electoral votes. Out of the state of Minnesota, too close to call, 10 electoral votes. Out of the state of Louisiana, 8 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Texas, 38 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Kansas, 6 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of Nebraska, 4 out of the 5 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of South Dakota, 3 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of North Dakota, 3 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of New Mexico, no surprise here, reliably Democratic state, 5 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Colorado, 9 electoral votes projected to go to Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Wyoming, 3 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump, the most conservative state in the union. And out of the state of Arizona, 11 electoral votes, too close to call. Out of the state of Georgia, we now have a call. 16 electoral votes projected to go to Donald Trump. Out of the state of North Carolina, 15 electoral votes now projected to go to Donald Trump. And this is our current electoral map. Donald Trump at 178, and Bernie Sanders at 134, 122 close to call. And we have poll closings now out of the states of Iowa, Nevada, Utah, and Montana. Out of the state of Iowa, too close to call, 6 electoral votes. Out of the state of Utah, 6 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Nevada, 6 electoral votes projected to go too close to call. Out of the state of Montana, 3 electoral votes too close to call. Out of the state of New Hampshire, we now have a call. 4 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Florida, we have a call. 29 electoral votes now projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Minnesota, another call. 10 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. And now out of the state of Michigan, this is a flip from 2016. 16 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. And this is our current electoral map. Donald Trump breaking the 200 barrier with 216 electoral votes. Bernie Sanders trailing behind at 164. 73 is too close to call. And we have poll closings out of the West Coast and Idaho. Out of the state of Idaho, 4 electoral votes, no surprise, projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Hawaii, his running mates, home state, Tulsi Gabbard, 4 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of California, the biggest state in the union, 55 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Oregon, 7 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Washington, 12 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. We have a call out of the state of Ohio, 18 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. And now we have a flip out of Maine 2nd Congressional District. This was a state that went for Donald Trump in 2016. It now has flipped to the Democratic column. Out of the state of Iowa, no surprise, 6 electoral votes. The margin was a big margin in 2016, no surprise, 6 electoral votes. Out of the state of Nebraska, the remaining congressional district now projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Arizona, 11 electoral votes projected to go for Donald Trump. Out of the state of Nevada, 6 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. And this is our current electoral map. Donald Trump at 256. Bernie Sanders now breaking the 200 barrier, 249. And 30 too close to call. We have poll closings now out of the state of Alaska, and no surprise, this is a state that is projected to go for Donald Trump, 3 electoral votes. This is our current electoral map, 259 for Donald Trump, no change in Bernie Sanders electoral count, 249, This all comes down to the state of Pennsylvania and Wisconsin. And 3:30 a.m. we have major states calls. Out of the state of Pennsylvania, this is a flip from 2016, 20 electoral votes projected to go for Bernie Sanders. Out of the state of Wisconsin, this is a flip from 2016, which means that Bernie Sanders has been elected the 46th president of the United States by flipping the states of Michigan, Pennsylvania, and Wisconsin. This is our current electoral map. 279 for Bernie Sanders and 259. Bernie Sanders has surpassed the 200 barrier, which means he's going to be our next president come January. Okay guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. This was something that I was working on for a while. That's why I wasn't uploading videos like for a week. So tell me if you liked it. Please subscribe if you haven't already, and leave suggestions in the comment section below. And see you in the next one. Bye bye.